Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, that chick walks into the bone room and starts screaming, ah, ah, ah. If you ever noticed, the window is wide open. It's like one of those scenes. It's totally ridiculous. Like, she should have survived, but she was being dumb, so she deserved what happened. Yeah, dude comes in, like, okay, he has this little pellet shotgun looking thing with darts. I mean, this gun is totally non-threatening whatsoever, totally. And you know what he looks like with his white coat and all that stuff? Yzma from, like, The Emperor's New Groove with his glasses. It was totally awesome. I mean, what is not to love about this bad film? It's great. It's great. So finally, he busts in and darts the chick. He'd be like, you're going to be my number 2. Which is the worst fucking position in a human centipede to be. I mean, if you want to be A. I mean, if it's... You're in that shitty situation anyway. Be the dude that has to eat any nation and everybody else. I'm like, seriously. I'm rooting for, like, A. So, yeah. Long story short, because it was stupid, she tries to go in the pool, and the pool thing he does, you know, he has the top, and she goes underneath, and then power goes out, and then she gets out the pool, and he answers with a gun. I'm like, personally myself, I would just like, okay, I'm sitting underwater and just killing myself, because I am not going to be attached, my mouth to anybody's ass. I ain't going out like that. I'm sorry. Sorry. So finally he gets her back, and they all wake up, and they're all together, ass to mouth, ass to mouth. Japanese guy, the one cussing out everybody, he's A. He has the best position through the whole entire film. He is just cussing out the German dude. It's great. And he's making him walk in the yard, and he has his little lab coat on, and the little whip thingy that you whip horses, and his, like, cool-ass Yzma sunglasses, and you're like, walk, here. I'm gonna throw it, and you're gonna fetch it. You're gonna throw it, and you're gonna fetch it. And the Japanese dude is like, Inoshinaiwa, I am not a dog. I am not a dog. And then he bites the dude's heel while he's trying to feed him doggy chow and shit. And then they go back out again. He's like, oh, you wanna bite something? Bite my boots. And then he's all standing like this, like, bite my boots. Yes, my sexy boots. Sexy. Das Boot. Das Boot. Once again, got it. And the doctor, he has really nice legs for a skinny German dude. I know I shouldn't have noticed that, but he does. So yeah, anyway, so after that, I go back in the house, and unfortunately, it's time for the first to do. And he has that look on his face like, oh shit, because literally I'm about to shit. And he goes down near, and everybody's on all fours, and he already starts praying, and that's the universal sign to the other girls, oh, dude, I'm sorry. Now, the other 2 girls, they're not great actresses, but what the chick did with her eyes, simulating shit going down her throat, amazing. Love it. I love it. Yeah. And nothing much happens after that. They try to, like, move out of places. He gets whipped. The whipping scene was awesome. You can't really see him get whipped. They're off to the side. But the doctor's just yelling, oh, you want to move? You've been a bad, bad thing. You're a bad insect. It's so sexy and dirty. I love it. And then these 2 bumbling cops, like, show up. Like, yes, we've heard complaints from your neighbors saying that they heard an American girl scream. Now, Ben brought up a good point. When you scream, you don't have an accent. How the fuck do they know they're American? But good for calling, and he's like, oh, and you know, the guy's like, oh, can we look around and stuff? And the dude starts like, why y'all up in my business? Why y'all here? And he starts freaking out, which, you know, if this was like an LAPD cop or NYPD, they would have already pulled the guns out on him and possibly shot him. Because you know how the LAPD is. Trigger finger. Honestly. And they're like, oh, we're going to go back and we're going to get the search warrant. And the doctor goes off and has a towel, and he's starting to get mad again, and the fucking needle drops, just like as he's having a total bitch fit. And you're just like, and then the guy's like, oh, what is this for? And the doctor's like, oh, I have diabetes. Okay, the fucking syringe, if you know anybody who has diabetes, it's not that big, it's really small. This thing looks like, yes, I'm about to take you out with this fucking needle. And you're just like, well, I'm coming back with a warrant. And the doctor's like, oh, if you want to waste, that's for your dog. Meanwhile, while they're up there doing that, the Japanese dude, the only one with the brains of the operation, finally gets a hold of the scalpel, and he's waiting for the doctor comes back. Finally, somebody with fucking brains. Or so we thought. Doctor comes down, he stabs him in the foot, he stabs him in the fucking kneecap. You're like, yes, finally, yeah, slit that bitch. He leaves the fucking syringe in his knee, and the doctor passes out from shock, but recovers from shock in 35 seconds. He's all like, okay, oh god, I'm in pain. What the? Metal. You know, on the DVD cover it says 100% medically accurate. My ass. But you know what? That's part of the charm of the film. And then the Centipede has to crawl up these stairs. Mind you, they can't stand. Their kneecaps have been kind of cut. They can crawl and shit. And the Japanese dude, he's just taking charge. Somehow communicating with the bitches in Japanese and counting off in cadence. But while they're going up the stairs, the ass and mouth thing is stretching. There's blood coming from asses and mouths. It's great. And then after Doctor Dude wakes up from consciousness, he's like low crawling his way up there. And as he gets to the stairs, for some insanely reason, he sees the pool of blood on the stairs and starts licking it. That blood is from ass and mouth. Like, I hope he gets a disease. Does that? Seriously. And he gets up there, and they get in the room, the original room where the chick who was only halfway drugged ran into and was just being stupid about shit. And they're in there, and, they're trying to bust open the door, and they get halfway through the first layer of a window, and the dude comes in, he's crawling, he can't stand up, he's fucked up too, and then they turn around and the Japanese dude grabs a piece of glass. You think, hey, okay, he's going to shank the fuck out of the doctor. No, this is your unnecessary philosophical speech. Like, I know I've been a bad guy, and I've fucked some people over, and I'm like an insect, and blah, 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 blah. Japanese dude, dead. Chick number 3 has been, infected bad. She was dying. Doctor was going to kill her anyway. So, the ass part of the Centipede dies off. It starts dying off while Dr. Dude is scrambling, and then he kills, dumbass detective number 1 and dumbass detective number 2. He finds the guys. Japanese dude already stabbed himself. 2 and 3 are still alive, and he just walks in like, hey guys, how you doing? Oh, you some kinky shit. Oh wait, I think I hear my partner. Darts off. And then he darts off into the pool room and all this shit, and Dr. Dude is all like, alright, I killed your friend. I'm gonna hold the gun like this. Not aiming, mind you, at all, and shoots him in his stomach. And on the way down to dumbass detective number 2, does this perfect shot through the head. It's beautiful. Realistically, would that happen? Probably fucking not. So, everybody's dead in the house except for girl number 2. She has a dead person in her mouth and a dead person in her ass, and it pans out. Now, a lot of people said this movie was, disgusting. I think this was more the idea of some people was disgusting. It was actually filmed for a B-movie, pretty beautiful. Some of the shots were really nice. The acting was bad, but we've seen worse. Like The Last Airbender. Seriously. I think Pan concurs. You concur?
I concur.
Alright, see, concur. Yeah, it's gross, the idea of being sewn ass to mouth, but, it's really not that bad. It's quite hilarious. Now, I recommend this for fans of B films, gore porn, like your Saw and your Hostel. I recommend it for those type of fans. If you're kind of prudish and squeamish, don't watch this film. But, overall, I like it. Am I gonna buy this film? Hell no! Well, I'll watch it once a year on Netflix, maybe. It's funny. It's funny. And,
it's actually pretty gore-free.
It's pretty
There's very little blood.
Very little. Yeah, the most blood was when they were climbing up the stairs, and it wasn't that bad. That German dude, I can see him being in other like B horror films in the future. He was amazing. Poor man's Christopher Walken. Gotta hire that dude. I don't know what the hell his name is. Props to the Japanese dude talking mad shit, having some type of head on his shoulder. Two girls could care less. Overall, I liked it. I thought I was gonna have what the fuck face for like 90 minutes, but no, I was laughing, and we were eating chicken tenders, and I didn't get gagged once. For fans of fucked up movies, thumbs up. Believe me, if Visitor Q was worse than this film, and if you know what Visitor Q is, you're a dirty motherfucker. All right, this has been Fire Kitten with her movie review. Love and pieces. I'm out.